Hello everyone. In this video, I will explain about what is the use of Web.xml file in servlet. Now the question is, what is XML? XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. XML is a markup language like HTML. Many of you might have the question like, what is markup language? Markup language is a type of communicative language used to separate, annotate, emphasize, or differentiate the text on a page or passage. That means the text structure or text representation is expressed like this HTML page. Markup language uses markup tags. These tags are enclosed with less than or greater than symbols. These symbols are commonly referred as open wicket and closed wicket. Any characters enclosed within these wickets are considered as components of markup language. Coming back to our XML. XML defines set of rules for encoding a document in a format that is readable by both human and machine. XML was designed to store data, not to display data. XML is designed as a self-descriptive. That means we can define our own tags. Coming back to our web.xml file. The web.xml provides configuration and deployment information for the web components that are available in web application. Generally, this is known as deployment descriptor. The web.xml file available in project and web content, in web content, web.inf. The XML file defines the mapping between URL paths and servlets. This is web.xml file which showing the various kinds of tags. The first one is XML Declaration. These tags have some attributes like version and encoding. The version is 1.0 and encoding is UTF-8. That means Unicode Transformation Format 8. This tag is not important for now. Then next tag is web app. Web app is the root tag for web.xml file. This tag represents whole application of web.xml file. This tag contains some optional attribute, that is XML-ns. This is nothing but XML namespace. The next tag is display name, which is nothing but project name. Then welcome file list. This tag used to specify the default page of web application if none is specified. That means we can specify which page has to be loaded or displayed first when entire project is run on server. By default, it's showing various kinds of options like index.html, index.htm, index.jsp, default.html, default.htm, default.jsp. If any one of these files is available, then that file will be displayed. If this file is not showing in your project, no need to worry, we can create web.xml file manually. For that, you need to go to your project and web content and then web.inf. In web.inf, choose new and other. In search bar, type XML. It's showing various kinds of options. Then choose XML folder and XML file and click next. In this, you can give the name as web.xml and click next. It's showing the same file is already exists. That's why it's not showing next and finish options. For now, I'm clicking cancel. I created this file while creating the project by marking web.xml deployment descriptor in web module. I will show it to you by creating new project. For that, you need to go to files and select new and select dynamic web project. Here it's asking for project name. I'm giving the project name as test and leave it remaining things as default and click next. It's showing web module, configure web module settings. It's showing some options, context root and context directory. Leave it as default. And it's asking for to mark generate web.xml deployment descriptor. If you mark this option, the web.xml file has been created. Otherwise, web.xml file has to create manually. I'm clicking finish. Here you can observe test project has been created. In test, deployment descriptor is test, and go to web content and web.inf. Web.xml file has been created. This is also showing same tags which I have shown in previous project, and it's showing the welcome file lists, that is index.html, index.htm and some other things. If I run this project on server, what's showing on server we have to see. Clicking the run on server and click finish. Restart the server. Okay, it's showing some error, HTTP status 404 not found error, because this is empty project. We haven't created any HTML file or servlet here. Let's close this project and come back to our previous project. Now I want to display demo.html page in welcome file list. That means the file has to be loaded or displayed first when entire project is run on server. For that, we need to remove these tags and give the HTML file name, that is demo html.html with extension of the file. Save this XML file and go to your project, run as run on server and click finish. It's asking me to restart the server. Okay, restart the server. Server has been restarted. It's showing HTTP status 404 not found error. That means HTML file is not available. For that, you need to go to project and check for the HTML file. Here the HTML file is available in web.inf and library folder, but HTML files are in web.inf folder only. That's why it's showing the error. Copy this file in web.inf folder. I replaced this file into web.inf folder and close this project and stop this server and save XML file and restart the project again. Run as run on server and click finish. Now you can observe the HTML file has been loaded as welcome page. It's asking for me to ask for first name and last name and clicking submit. It's showing check submit post method is called. I have shown these things in previous videos. Now close these things and go to web.xml file. This is the not actual purpose of web.xml file. The XML file defines the mapping between URL paths and servlets. For that, we need to add some more tags, that is servlet. Servlet defines the name for the servlet and specifies the compiled class that executes the servlet. Servlet tags also contains the definition for initialization of attributes and security roles of servlet. Inside the servlet tag, we also have two subtags, that is servlet-name, servlet-name. Servlet-name is also a subtag of servlet. This is used to represent the name of the servlet. The next one is servlet class. Servlet class is also a subtag of servlet. This is used to represent the class of servlet. The next tag in the web app is servlet mapping. Servlet mapping. This tag defines the URL pattern that calls the servlet. Servlet mapping controls the access of servlet. In this servlet mapping, we have two subtags, that is servlet-name This defines the name of the servlet. Next one is URL pattern. URL mapping is a sub-element in the servlet mapping. URL pattern is used to client-side invocation of the servlet. Let's assign some values to the servlet tags. Here I am using demo servlet program, which I have shown in previous videos. In this servlet, it's using address as demo by using web servlet annotation. By using this address, we can call this servlet. Let's see it in practically. Save this program, and it's showing some errors. Let's remove these tags for now. Save this and save this program and run on server. I'm running the total project on server. Okay. Okay, the project has been started. By using the demo URL path, we can invoke the servlet. The servlet contains two methods, doGet and toPost methods. Okay, I'm giving the URL as demo. Click enter. It's showing the get method call. The values are null. If I pass the values using the URL path, fname equal to Samir, hit enter. It's showing Samir null get method call. Okay, now change this address according to your requirement by using Web.xml file. I'm closing this and stopping the server. Go to your Web.xml file and paste those values. Okay, here it's asking for first servlet name. I'm giving the servlet name as, you can give whatever name you want. I'm giving the name as demo servlet. Okay, the next one is asking for the servlet class. You need to mention the servlet class with package name also. First copy the package and give the class name. The class name is demo. Okay, class name is demo. Next, you need to comment these lines because we don't want this URL path. Save this program. Next, it's asking for next servlet mapping. In servlet mapping, whatever the name you have given here, that name only you have to mention here. Demo servlet. Let's copy this. Let's see. And URL pattern. You can give whatever URL you want. I'm giving the URL XML URL. And save this program and run this entire project on server. Save. Run on server. Click next and finish. The server has been started. Okay, showing. Previously we used demo. Let's use the demo. which is not found because we annotated the commented this annotation. Now we can use our value XML URL. Okay, it's giving the result null get method call. If you pass the URL in URL variable fname equal to Samir and lname equal to Samir and hit enter, it's showing the result Samir get method call. Because it taking the values first name and last name, that's why I'm giving the values as first name and last name. Coming back, purpose of web servlet annotation and web.xml files, servlet and servlet mapping tags are same. You have here two options for rewriting the URL path of your servlet. This is the simplified version for rewriting the URL path of your servlet. Here we can specify our own URL name. Instead of writing so many lines of these codes, we can use this line only. We can get the same servlet by using this URL, and here I showing the demo. Save this program and remove these lines. Save and run this project on server. Finish, restart the server. XML URL. Here this servlet called by web servlet annotation, because we removed the code of web.xml files. This method called by web annotation, we can give the values fname and lname. Fname equal to some xyz and lname equal to sam. Okay, it's given some value. Get method call. By using these both web servlet annotation and web.xml file, we can provide some sort of security by hiding the URL path or URL pattern of the servlet. In this way, we can use web.xml file. That's it guys. Meet you in the next video.